Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So I usually don't film videos like this, or I don't film a lot of sit down videos for that matter, but I feel like this video needs to be done. There has been a lot going on lately, so I figured, you know what, we are going to just be talking about everything. In this video, I'm also going to be getting ready for school because I cannot just sit down and talk straight up, like I have to be doing something. So without further ado, let's just get straight into this video. So I guess the first thing we're going to be talking about is literally how school is finally ending. This year has been honestly such a rough year between everything going on, between, friends, between just school in general, I feel like, because school has been stressing me out. I somehow passed basically everything this year. Don't even know how I did, but it was also kind of weird because this was my first full year of high school. Since you guys know, I wasn't really there from November to March last year. So I mean, it's kind of weird considering it was my first full year of high school. The last day is Tuesday and it's currently Friday, and then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday next week, which is right after the last day, we have exams. And I have 3 Regents exams. I actually just took a health final yesterday. Pretty sure I did pretty good on it. I mean, most of it was easy and everything. But I am just kind of nervous for my exams, and I really don't have time to study because there's just a lot going on right now. So I'm just going to basically have to kind of wing it. Speaking of a lot going on, I am more than likely going to be performing again on the 4th of July. So I've been trying to work on piano as much as possible, even though I really haven't had motivation for anything lately. I was in the ER a couple days ago, and then when I got out, I just chilled with Aiden because, that's, what I wanted to do. I'll get into that, a little bit later in this video. But yeah, I'm probably actually more than likely going to perform on the 4th of July, and I'm kind of excited about that. I've just been trying to rehearse my ass off because we have less than a month at this point, and I was just kind of not even worried about it for a while, and then I realized we literally have less than a month, and then I started freaking out because I have a lot to go over. So it's my time and my freaking schedule lately is just going to be freaking packed, especially with rehearsing, because I don't want to do the same songs I did last year. I want to switch things up. So I know how I just mentioned that I was basically in the hospital, and the whole thing ended up happening Sunday night. I'm not going to get into detail on what exactly happened, but basically I went because I was pretty sure I needed stitches. My tissue was hanging out. That's as far as I'm going to say, but when we got to the hospital, they were short-staffed, which I mean is understandable because no one really wants to work these days and everything. And plus, COVID really screwed up all that with the healthcare system and everything. So we waited 4 hours in the waiting room, and then we're like, we'll just come back tomorrow. We get it, they're short-staffed. I mean, they don't want to be short-staffed, so why should we complain about it? It's gonna happen. And it shouldn't happen, and it's unfortunate that it does. But we went back. We were going to go to urgent care Monday, so I stayed home from school, but urgent care didn't accept my insurance, and my mom did not feel like paying all that freaking money, so she was like, you know what, we're just going to go back to the ER, and if no one's there, then we're going to get in, and then hopefully we'll, leave in time to go to your therapy appointment. We did get in, not too long later. My cut was starting to turn green. So we're yeah, I don't, feel comfortable without you being seen. So I got in. We ended up having to cancel my therapy appointment because we were still in the ER by the time that it was time for my therapy appointment, which was an hour from when we first got there. So it was, understandable. But when we got there, I got into bed, and then I waited for the nursing to come in, but what ended up happening was first, someone came in with this, like, small x-ray machine, because, like, usually, like, when I had to go get my x-ray for my bike accident, I went up a few floors, but they ended up just bringing, like, a small, like, machine down. I had to put this, like, green blanket thingy over me, so I put that over me, and then she gets a few x-rays of my wrist, and then she's like, the results should be in soon. And so I'm, like, panicking because me and Aiden were supposed to literally hang out, and it was going on, like, what, 3, 4 o'clock? Like, there was no way I was, like, gonna get out of the ER in time to see him. So my mom was like, well, text him, and when you hear back from him, let me know, because I'll go pick him up. And so I'm like, alright. So I texted him, and then not too long later, the, ER people, like the nurses and stuff, came in, and they started, like, getting ready to give me my IV and everything, because I needed some IV, and they were going to do a urine thing, but, like, I don't know what happened with that. And then he texted back, and my mom went to go pick him up, so it was just me and the ER nurses, and I was flipping out, because they were talking about sending me to psych and everything. And I'm like, yeah, well, how long am I going to be there? Because if it's going to be like ECMC, where I waited literally 3 days to have an evaluation, then, like, no. I am not waiting 3 days. Like, I just can't. And they were trying to calm me down and everything, and they gave me my IV. They had to give me a tetanus shot. So in this arm, you can kind of see they put something in this arm, in this vein, because this is the wrist that everything happened on, and my vein was collapsed by the time they went to go put whatever they put in my arm in. So they basically had to, like, kind of fight a little bit to get my vein back working and everything, but they eventually did, and then they got, like, some blood and everything. This arm was the arm that they put something in. They put some sort of medicine in this arm, and it hurt like literal hell. And then they did my IV, and it was nothing. I mean, I've had IV done before. It was nothing. While they were doing that, I asked, like, do I need stitches? And they were like, no, because, like, it's about a day old at this point. We cannot give, like, stitches to, like, old cuts or anything, or any of that, because the bacteria will get trapped inside and it just wouldn't be good. So I'm like, okay. And they were like, but we're gonna figure something out. So I'm like, okay. And then eventually, like, my mom comes back with Aiden, and they were taking forever. Like, I thought they weren't coming back. Like, I had, like, abandonment issues and everything. So I was like, are they coming back or are they not? Like, did they just leave me here? Like, is my mom never coming back? And I was, like, flipping out inside my head. But I couldn't show that I was flipping out. And they ended up actually having to have a guy, like, an ER, like, some sort of ER staff or security or something, sit in a chair across from my room to make sure I wasn't leaving. And I was telling my mom, like, I'm gonna fucking leave. Like, I don't want to be here. But long story short, I didn't end up leaving, surprisingly. They came back, and by the time they came back, like, I was just not in the greatest state of mind. And me and Aiden made jokes and everything. And then eventually, I don't know, like, I started cheering up, and then a whole other person came in. So a whole other, like, head nurse, I guess you could say. And she was like, I don't even see why you have to go to psych. Like, I don't see why. So, like, I'm not going to send you. And then she was like, but I'm going to check and make sure everyone's, like, okay and everything. And I'm like, okay. And then she's also, like, putting, like, this tape thing over my arm. This is just, like, a Band-Aid. But they had to put this tape to keep my skin together. And I was, like, kind of flipping out on the inside. And then they also gave me just, like, cream or whatever. But yeah, that was basically a whole production in itself. And this week has already been stressful. Like, as I said, I had my health final Thursday. I don't know why I was thinking last Thursday. I had it this Thursday. And oh my god. I mean, I'm pretty sure I did pretty good. It was overall really easy. I knew basically all the questions on there. Speaking of school and exams and everything, I'm just so, like, ready for the school year to end. Like, usually around this time, I get really impatient and antsy and I just want school to end. And then when it does, and then there's exams. I mean, exams, going just for exams, like, our Earth Science Regents exam this year, we have to be there for 3 hours minimum, and then we can leave when we're done. Yeah, I mean, I'm going from 8 to 11, so it's like, it's not that bad. It's not a full day of school for exams. You just go in, take your exams, and you leave, which is nice because, like, I don't feel like sitting there all freaking day just for exams. So it's like, at least there's that, you know? I mean, after today, there's 2 days of class left, and then we get to dip. And I'm so happy. This school year has just been literal hell, I feel like. So it's like, thank God this school year is done and over with, period. Another reason why I'm so excited for summer, I guess, like, not only that there's no school, but it's like summertime is when I feel the most productive, the most, like, I'm willing to actually get up and do things. Like, I've been getting up and doing a lot, I mean, this entire time, but it's like summer, I really feel productive and I'm ready to do things, and I'm up, like, at, like, 5, going for walks or something. So it's like, I'm excited for that. And not only that, but, like, it gives me more time to focus on this channel because I really want to focus on this channel. We've been growing really, really well lately. Like, we are currently sitting at 261, which is pretty insane. Like, I didn't even think I'd make it to 100. And I know I tell you guys that a lot, but I seriously didn't. Like, I do not know how I made it this far. But seriously, thank you guys so much for everything, because I would not be at 261 subscribers without you guys. I definitely was going to do, like, a 200 subscriber special, but I feel like it's a bit late for that now. But when we hit 300, I will absolutely think of something. Or I might even do, like, a late, like, 200 subscriber special, because by the time, like, I was already about to film it and everything, just, like, a day or so after, like, we were already, like, way past 200, so it's, like, and I feel like summertime, like, I have, like, much more time to put into videos, too. It's not like I'm filming after school where I only have a couple hours to film, and then, like, in the morning I do, like, a little bit of editing, and then I edit, like, late at night when no one's around, and I just get it all done. Or I even do, like, some in school because I have an off period. It just kind of depends. Like, I do my editing whenever I can, and I feel like in the summertime I'll have much more time to edit too, and I'll be able to, like, edit more nicer and everything. That's why I like summer. Like, I can focus on this channel more, and I can just focus on myself, too, because it's, like, things have just been, like, crazy. Like, this has been, like, one of the most wildest school years, I guess I could say. Definitely not as wild as last year, though. I mean, I was barely even here. But, I mean, we made it through. It's, as I said, it's literally, like, the third last day of school. So it's, like, you know, we're about to be done. We're about to be over with it. Thank God. I'm tired of school. I know I say that a lot, but school is honestly so draining. And, like, I feel like a lot of adults are, like, you know, always picking on kids or something because, like, they don't, like, go to school a lot, or they don't want to go to school, but it's, like, and they're just telling them to get over it. But literally, especially, like, in, like, middle and high school, it is so draining. Like, you're sitting there, you're already mentally exhausted, like, and then it just adds more and more onto you and more into your schedule and leaving you with less time for yourself. Like, it's exhausting. And not only that, like, for, like, kids who have, like, problems like depression or just something like that, it's, like, it's not that easy. And plus, I feel like a lot of, like, so many people have anxiety. Like, it's really, really common. But, like, when you're sitting there and there's a lot of people around you and everything, and a lot of people you don't know, or people that, like, may, like, I don't know, like, bully you or something, like, it's really hard. And, like, no one, like, really talks about it, but it's, like, school, I was little, and I remember, like, I was thinking, like, oh, it's going to be easy, I'm going to get done and over with, I'm going to graduate. And then part of me in the back of my mind for the past 2 years is like, I should drop out. But then I'm like, no, because I already have, like, a job field I'm about to be training for soon, in a couple months. And then not only that, but, like, I want to do something with my life, and I can't get a good paying job if I don't finish school. So it's like, why not just finish school, get it over with? It'll be worth it in the end. I'm going to graduate. It's going to be okay. So I'm going to be going into my junior year this year, which is pretty wild. I mean, I didn't even think I was going to pass my freshman year because I wasn't there for, like, literally 5 months. And, like, not only that, but my grades were dropping and everything. And it wasn't just the grades dropping, but it was like I also didn't have help from, like, anyone, because it's like I didn't have a homeschool teacher till, like, the last, like, 2-3 weeks of me being homeschooled, and even then I was doing great, and then I just kind of, like, started, like, dropping. So I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna go back to school. So I went back to school, and I've been in school ever since. I have almost 40 absences this year. It's nothing like my 80 absences I had last year, though. This is the best I've ever done on attendance, I'm not gonna lie. I would take breaks some days, because it's like, some days I just, no. Like, I know it's gonna be impossible. I'm gonna ask my mom to pick me up, so I figured I'd just spare her a trip and just be like, listen, like, I can't do this today. As much as I'd love to, I can't. So, like, can I please stay home because for my own mental well-being, I guess you could say. And so I would stay home for my own mental well-being and everything. Like, I'd take a day, I'd recharge and everything, and I would do basically what I, got to do. And then I'd go back to school the next day. And that's how it's really been. I think I'm actually going to wait to put, like, any lip gloss or lipstick on. First of all, because most of my good, like, lipsticks and lip glosses are literally in my bag. And my bag is downstairs, and I'm really lazy right now. Second, my mouth is dry, and I really need to get a drink or something because my, like, mouth is just completely dry right now. So I think I'm just going to wait to put any lip gloss or anything on. It is literally crazy to me how, like, life just plays out. I feel like a lot's happened this week, and I personally am quite drained and, like, thanking God this is, like, one of the last days of school. It's gonna be an easy day. I have English, which English, I mean, I barely have to do anything for because, I'm, like, one of, like, my teacher, I don't know how to put this. Like, yeah, everyone in the class is smart, but it's, like, my teacher, like, tells us, like, if we can write, like, the first, like, the intro to an argument paragraph or essay or whatever, then you don't gotta write the rest of the argument, but you gotta write it perfectly in one try. And I did that, and ever since I really haven't done anything in that class. I just kind of do my own thing. Plus, a lot of the teachers, I mean, besides, like, reviewing for exams, they're not giving out, like, actual work, which is nice because it's like, no one wants to do a lot of work at the end of the year, and, like, a lot of teachers are already, like, kind of bombarding us, I guess you could say, with all this work because it's the end of the year. We gotta review. We have exams next week, which is literally wild to think we have exams next week. Like, that's just insane. Like, I can't believe it's already that time of the year. This year's been so long and just so intense. I don't know. I really don't know. And it's like, now I finally can, like, focus on my channel more because I feel like my uploads, like, got a little bit slow for a second. I'm trying to stay on top of it. I've been staying on top of it as much as possible because I really want to. I want to be consistent. I want to keep growing. And, I can't do that if I'm very inconsistent and barely posting and then, like, disappearing and reappearing. So it's like, you know what? I finally, like, have a little bit more time on my hands to focus on my channel, which is pretty amazing because that's, like, the biggest thing I want to focus on right now. Well, the second biggest thing, I feel like I've just been, like, such, like, down lately. Past, like, yesterday was iffy, really iffy. It was a really draining day. The day before that was Wednesday, so it was, like, it wasn't that bad from what I remember. It was pretty good. like really, really good. And then Tuesday, I didn't even go to school. Monday, I didn't go to school. So like I've only gone to school 2 days this week, and I'm gonna go today. But yeah, so I just kind of figured I'd talk to you guys. I would talk more because I feel like this isn't like the end of this conversation. Wait, one thing I do want to bring up before I go is yesterday morning, no one knew this. And I don't even come in this way, so it don't affect me, but like I'm gonna talk about it anyway. Is that the school is making you wait in line outside the school and walk through metal detectors to make sure no weapons are like being brung in the school, which is in a way, yeah, like safety and everything. Like it's a shame we even got to do this in the first place, but it's like not only that, but it's like there were a lot of parents in like the school like page on Facebook because I was bored and I was like, why not go look see if anyone said anything. And they were all like, why didn't we get notified? I mean, why are you complaining you didn't get notified when literally they're like taking safety measures? And I get it, it's like the last few days of school. And it was kind of funny because my first period class, like we sat in a circle and we talked about it because my teacher, she was like, why don't we do that? Because everyone was like going off. And they were like, it's really not solving the problem because if someone wanted to do something in school, first of all, they would have done it by now. It's like the last few days of school. Second, you're just bringing the crowd outside. And then not only that, and then my one friend, and I totally agree with this, why don't we just legislate, like, stuff like that, honestly? Because it's like, there needs to be, like, stricter laws or something because the amount of school that's happened is just insane. And I don't even get why it's basically become like a trend at this point, I guess you could say, because it happens so often. Like, there's already been over 100 this year. And that's just, no. Like, I feel like also if schools did more about mental health and everything, I feel like that could maybe help a little bit because, like, people who do this are clearly not in the right state of mind. Like, no normal person, I shouldn't say normal, but I feel like no person with very like little or not as severe struggles wouldn't think about that or even act upon it, especially. So it's like, I don't know, like I just have mixed feelings on the whole thing. I mean, yeah, it's for the better. I mean, makes me feel a little safer, but at the same time, like the metal detectors, like the garbage can was literally there was at least, I shit you not, 40 vapes in the garbage can. And not only that, but like the metal detectors were like having false alarms, and then they were also detecting like Red Bulls or scissors or binders, and then they would make the kids literally go through their entire bag in front of them and hold up the whole line. Thank God me and Aiden don't go in the school that way because I'm not trying to do that. Like that, And then I found out they were supposed to be there in September. And it's like, how are people going to handle this in the wintertime? Like, it's going to cause fights because no one wants to wait out in the cold, and people are going to try and hop the line and get into school quicker. So it's like, and people were thinking about protesting, and I'm like, oh my god. But anyways, I guess this is the end of today's video. I know it was kind of all over the place. It was a lot discussed. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. I know I usually don't do videos like this, but anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing if you haven't already. And yeah, I have to go because I have to finish getting ready for school. It's almost 6:30 and I need to like make myself like some food or something. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye guys!